Hey there, beautiful souls! Welcome back to the channel where we talk about life, love, and all the messy stuff in between. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications because trust me, you don't want to miss what we've got lined up for you. And for our loyal viewers, you're the reason I keep spilling tea and sharing truths. So grab your favorite drink, get cozy, and let's dive into today's topic: 10 signs it's a trauma bond, not love. Buckle up because this is going to be an eye-opener. Intensity. The fiery passion, the whirlwind romance, the Romeo and Juliet vibes. Sounds romantic, right? Well, not so fast. One of the key signs of a trauma bond is that the relationship feels like an emotional roller coaster. You're either on cloud 9 or stuck in the pit of despair. There's rarely a middle ground. This pattern often stems from something called intermittent reinforcement. It's a psychological principle where inconsistent rewards, like love and attention one day, coldness and neglect the next, keep you hooked. It's the same tactic slot machines use to keep gamblers playing. Yep, your relationship might be more like Vegas than Venice. And let's be honest, if your love life has more plot twists than a Netflix series, it might be time to reevaluate. Unless you're dating a writer, in which case, good luck. If you've ever felt like your relationship could double as a soap opera, drop a popcorn emoji in the comments. Let's vent together. Sometimes people mistake these ups and downs for passion, but healthy relationships are consistent and steady. Drama might make for a good movie, but it's not the foundation of a lasting partnership. Healthy love makes you feel safe, like you found your personal life jacket. A trauma bond, on the other hand, makes you feel like you're clinging to a sinking ship. You're not staying because you're happy, you're staying because you're scared to leave. Trauma bonds often form in relationships marked by cycles of abuse. When the abuser offers kindness after a period of hurt, it creates a chemical cocktail in your brain. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, kicks in, reinforcing the connection despite the pain. It's like Stockholm Syndrome, but with fewer hostage negotiations and more passive-aggressive texts. If you've ever stayed in a situation because you thought, well, it's not that bad, let me know in the comments. No judgment, just solidarity. It's important to recognize that feeling stuck often comes from fear. Fear of being alone, fear of the unknown, or even fear of the person you're with. But here's a truth bomb. Staying out of fear is never love. Ever felt like you had to check your phone nervously or look over your shoulder? Share your stories below. Remember, love should make you feel secure, not like you're in a thriller movie. You're obsessed. You can't stop thinking about them, even when they've hurt you. Sounds romantic, right? Wrong. This isn't love, it's an addiction. Neuroscience explains this phenomenon as the brain's reward system going haywire. Dopamine spikes when things are good, and the lows make you crave the highs even more. It's a classic cycle seen in addiction studies. If you're treating your partner like your morning coffee, can't function without them, and get withdrawal symptoms, we've got a problem. Smash that like button if you've ever found yourself checking your phone 57 times an hour for a text back. Healthy love feels more like a warm, steady glow than a flashing neon sign. If your relationship feels like an energy drink high followed by a crash, it's time to rethink. And if you're counting the seconds between their texts, it's time to take a step back, because love shouldn't feel like a detective mission. Here's the kicker. In a trauma bond, the same person causing your pain is the one you turn to for relief. It's like trying to cure a headache by banging your head against the wall. This dynamic is rooted in something called betrayal bonding. Your brain associates the moments of relief and kindness with safety, even though they're the ones causing harm. It's like hiring a firefighter who moonlights as an arsonist. Make it make sense. Comment fire if you've ever felt like you were stuck in this cycle, or like trying to cool a burn with a flamethrower. Remember, true love doesn't hurt. If the person you're with is both your storm and your shelter, it's worth questioning whether this is love or a trauma bond. In a healthy relationship, you should feel free to be your authentic self. In a trauma bond, you're constantly tiptoeing around, afraid of triggering their anger or disappointment. This behavior often stems from hypervigilance. a common trait in people who've experienced trauma. Your nervous system stays on high alert, ready to respond to perceived threats. If you've ever rehearsed a simple text 10 times to make sure it doesn't sound wrong, you're not alone. And also, you're exhausted. Double tap if you've ever felt like a professional egg walker. Ever felt like you need a degree in diplomacy just to send a text? Welcome to the club. A loving relationship should feel like walking on soft grass, not a minefield. If you're constantly anxious about how they'll react, it's time to reconsider. Have you ever felt like the word sorry has become your middle name? Sorry, did I say that too loud? In a trauma bond, you might find yourself apologizing for things that aren't even your fault. Sorry, but it's true. This behavior is often a result of gaslighting, where the abuser manipulates you into doubting your perception of reality. Sorry, did I just blow your mind? Over time, you begin to take responsibility for their actions. Sorry, but it's not your fault. Next time you apologize for making them angry because you dared to breathe, remember. Breathing is free, and so is your self-respect. Sorry, not sorry. Have you ever felt like you're saying sorry on repeat? Sorry, I asked again. Share your story in the comments. Sorry, but we really want to hear it. Healthy relationships thrive on mutual respect and boundaries. In a trauma bond, boundaries are either crossed repeatedly or ignored altogether. Research shows that lack of boundaries often leads to enmeshment, where individual identities blur, making it hard to separate yourself from the relationship. If your partner's motto is "what's yours is mine and what's mine is mine," we've got a problem. And if they think your phone is their phone, your snacks are their snacks, and your alone time is their time to chat, you might be in a trauma bond. Love should uplift you, not drain you. If you're constantly feeling emotionally exhausted, it's a red flag. Emotional exhaustion is common in toxic relationships. Your body and mind are constantly in fight or flight mode, which takes a toll on your well-being. You might find yourself laughing at things that aren't funny, just to cope. Or you might feel like you're running on empty, even after a full night's sleep. Do you avoid sharing your feelings or opinions because you're afraid of how they'll react? This fear is a hallmark of a trauma bond. Maybe you laugh nervously or change the subject when things get serious. Or perhaps you find yourself stammering or looking at your phone instead of making eye contact. These are all signs of fear in a trauma bond. The ultimate sign of a trauma bond? You don't recognize yourself anymore. You've lost sight of your identity, your dreams, and your independence. It's like you're a stranger in your own life, trying on different personas, but none of them feel like you. So there you have it, folks. 10 signs it's a trauma bond, not love. Remember, love should feel like a partnership, not a punishment. If you've identified with any of these signs, don't panic. The first step is awareness, and you're already on your way to something better. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need it, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights. And hey, let's start a conversation in the comments. What's been your experience with this? I'd love to hear your stories. Remember, you're not alone, and there's always a brighter day ahead. Keep smiling, keep shining, and take care.